Hey y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin-baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
In Florida, a woman is sentenced in the murder of her mother, and if you think she's spending anywhere near the rest of her life in prison, you would be incorrect. In California, a homeowner defends his grandmother and child from a would-be intruder, and deepfakes are making photoshopping nude photos look like child's play and begging the question, has technology gone too far? These stories and more are coming at you today, Thursday, December 7th on Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Thirsty Thursday.
Yep.
I better keep it under control. I got another wedding, back-to-back weddings on weekends for me. I thought you're supposed to do that in your 20s, not your 60s.
Hump day Thursday.
Most of the time now in my age, it's funerals. But back in the day, it used to be you were going to weddings all the time.
And December weddings. Who gets married in December? It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest
I got married in December.
I got married in November.
Yeah, so did I. Okay, I guess.
I got married in December by the Justice of the Peace. It was a one-stop shop. I was watching Jeopardy. I was able to get my hair cut in the barbershop that was there. And then the guy that was the witness, well, first of all, when I showed up, I walked in the door and the guy sitting behind the desk, I had arrested. And his eyes got this big, and I said, I need to see your daddy. And the JP and I were friends. And as evening time, he called back and said, Daddy, Detective Overton's here. And so he ended up being our witness, and I had arrested him before. And now he's since died of an overdose or something. But, oh, well. There you go.
I knew that story.
Yep,
you told that one
right?
before. Yep.
So, all right. And that being said, let's get down to some crime time for Thursday.
All right. A judge has sentenced a woman to 15 years in prison only for violently killing her mother 5 years ago and cutting her eyes out.
Oh.
Camille Bala pled guilty to manslaughter with a weapon, which explains the lighter sentence. She already has over 2,000 days of time served, and because she has been in custody since her arrest in 2018, she's only going to have to serve a little more than 10 years in prison total.
For cutting somebody's eyes out?
For cutting somebody's eye, her own mother.
Oh, my God.
On March 16th, 2018, at 1:40 p.m., the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office received a call from someone who said his coworker, Bala, needed them to come over because Bala believed she may have murdered her mother. The coworker went to Bala's residence and found her covered in blood, so they called 911. Deputies arrived and Bala appeared frantic. She told one of the responding deputies, I killed my mother and I need help. There's your confession. She said her mother was in the garage, so the deputy went inside and found a significant amount of blood spatter throughout the residence. The deputy made his way into the garage and discovered Francisca Bala deceased. She was partially clothed with multiple large lacerations on her body. The affidavit said that Bala's eyes had been removed from her head, Monteria Bala, that is, the mother, and placed on a nearby cardboard box. The fire department arrived at the scene to aid Bala, who had lacerations on her body. She reportedly told officials she smoked marijuana, believed it was laced with flakka, which is a drug similar to bath salts, or
that's the same shit. Yeah.
PCP.
Right.
Look, PCP will make you do, and not that I have any experience with that, honestly, but from what I know, it'll make you do some crazy shit. Bala continuously mumbled, screamed, ran around, and eventually fell to the ground. While on the ground, she began to spontaneously scream, "I'm a murderer, I'm a murderer." She had cuts on her hands, knees, and fingers, so a deputy transported her to a hospital. Investigators obtained a warrant and searched her home. Several hours later, a trail of blood led to the living room, through the garage, and into the kitchen, and the amount of blood trail would grow heavier as they progressed. And that's where they found Monteria Bala with several large, deep lacerations and traumatic injuries throughout her body, head, arms, chest, stomach, and groin. Both of her eyes had been removed from their sockets. Several feet away from the victim was a cardboard box, which the victim's eyes sat on top of. Detectives noticed broken glass that they believe was what was used to pry out the eyeballs. Yeah, and they also found notes with religious messages on them related to clearing the soul, as well as paper with marijuana on it.
Yeah.
So there's your
clearing the soul.
The
shocking story right there. But 10 years. That's all she's getting.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't agree with that, because my story, Mr. Nice Guy, on the original RRC, where the guy cut the baby out of his wife's stomach and slit her throat, but he did call 911, but he was smoking that same shit, the bath salts, and obviously it made him crazy. But my position is, you were a grown-ass person and you decided to do this shit, even though you know they says on there don't do it, then that's on you.
I mean, that's a thing, smoking bath salts?
Yeah, but it's synthetic weed is what it's called, and now it's been made illegal everywhere, but they just changed the packaging and said this is bath salts or potpourri, don't smoke it, but they still sell it in gas stations. But, I mean, you put that shit in your body, holy fuck, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and
you should...
to the point you're yanking mama's eyes out with
after
glass.
You kill her and you write religious notes and everything else. And I mean, there's no doubt that they may have been, temporary insane at the time, but you're temporary insane because you smoked that shit. I don't know.
Well, you know what? Roy, Kristen, and Kristen could have still made mama look pretty at that service.
They could have
still pulled that off.
Only they could have made that happen.
They could have pulled that off.
Oh, all right. So let's go to another story, y'all, out of Los Angeles. And a Los Angeles homeowner shot and killed a burglar over the weekend. The homeowner was awakened when a group of men wearing dark hoodies and masks broke into his home. Both his child and his grandmother were also in the home at the time. And so police responded to the home around 5 a.m. Saturday morning after receiving radio calls of shots fired inside the residence. The homeowner told police he was inside his home when 3 or 4 unknown men wearing dark clothing, hoodies, and masks broke in. One of the suspects pointed a weapon at the victim, and while the suspects were inside the residence, the victim produced a firearm and a shooting occurred. One suspect went down, and the homeowners then chased the remaining suspects, who are believed to be in their 20s, out of the house. Authorities believe one of the suspects that ran was injured after spotting a trail of blood leading out of the residence. The grandmother and the toddler were unharmed, thankfully, along with the homeowner. Neighbors were unnerved at the sight of the homeowner being taken away in handcuffs. He was taken to the police station for an interview and later released. The 3 suspects who ran away left behind the vehicle the 4 had arrived in, which was a late model 7 Series BMW. I'm sure it was stolen, but the car was towed away and is likely stolen. Neighbors also said they were not shocked by the bold attempted robbery. We've been having burglars every day in this neighborhood, one resident told the TV. So I'm not surprised at all. It's been a real problem. Residents here are fed up. Another neighbor who did not want to be named said these thieves messed with the wrong homeowner. So hopefully this will stop them, they said. It makes me feel good that people are able to protect their homes and stop these guys. In the Los Angeles County Coroner's investigators examined a dead suspect and determined he suffered 2 gunshot wounds and was found in possession of the homeowner's property. And the slain suspect's identity has not been released. And we remember what happened 2 weeks ago when a Los Angeles man used a gun to defend his family, and we'll watch closely to see what happens next in this case. Well, you know what? You got a right to defend yourself and your property.
That's right.
And your home. And good for him.
And I saw a couple of the news stories about this. This happened in a town called Granada Hills, which is in the San Fernando Valley, and it's a relatively new area developed in the last 20 years primarily. So they're all new homes. Right. They're they're not multi-million-dollar homes, but they're expensive homes, and they're nice, sparkling new communities, gated communities.
Nice targets for bad guys.
Yeah, and it seems like they're maybe moving away from retail. They were hitting retail really hard in Southern California, and we haven't had a lot of retail theft in the last few weeks, but we're hearing about a bunch of home break-ins.
Yeah, you're right about that. And they showed up in the new BMW.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm sure it was stolen, but
yeah, exactly.
Well, that probably helped with whatever story got them through the gate, because they probably got through a gate. I mean, most of those communities in Granada Hills are gated. When
doing undercover stuff in like some of the richest neighborhoods in the world, I just wait till a car before me pulled in, and I just run it right after them.
Yep.
And if they had a security guard, then naturally I didn't get to do that, but most of them don't.
These generally do. I mean, maybe not in Granada Hills, maybe they didn't, but a lot of those in Southern Cal do have a guard at the gate. So don't know, but maybe a 7 Series just gets you right through.
Yep.
Well, we've talked a lot about technology and cybercrime and artificial intelligence and what the government's trying to do about certain things, and how Elon Musk thinks it's the largest threat we face on planet Earth. And this is a wild story. So in the winter of 2020, when an acquaintance arrived unannounced at Helen Mort's store, telling the mom of one that he had made a grim discovery, the anonymous man had found dozens of graphic images of her plastered on a porn site. Some depicted obscene and violent sex acts. They had been online for over a year. At first, it didn't really compute. Helen, now 38, says, "How could I be on this website? I've never taken a nude image of myself my entire life." Then it became clear she was the victim of a deep fake porn attack. Her keyboard perpetrator had pilfered images from her social media accounts and used AI and other sophisticated computer software to transpose her face onto the bodies of porn actresses. Some pictures were so realistic the untrained eye would not pick them out as fake. In one, Helen's face is seen smiling. The original photo had been taken on vacation in Ibiza, but was now stitched onto the body of a naked woman down on all fours and being strangled by a man. I thought this was something that only happened to celebrities. I'm a nobody. 3 years on, though the pictures have since disappeared, the identity of her abuser remains a mystery, but not for want of trying. Helen contacted the British police immediately, but was eventually told there was nothing they could do since the images were faked. Her case did not constitute a revenge porn crime. Unfortunately, Helen's case is far from isolated. As computing power and personal mobile phones and the capabilities of AI tech have advanced, the emergence of deep fake content has taken many by surprise. Shockingly, porn makes up 98% of all deep fakes, according to a recent report. The sick phenomenon was born back in 2017 when a Reddit user uploaded lewd pictures of Jennifer Lawrence, Emma Watson, and other female A-listers. The Reddit user posted under the name Deep Fake. That's how it became the sort of code name for this stuff. Now, countless applications and websites exist for users to tweak, polish, and yes, generate entirely fake imagery at the touch of a button. Most common are the so-called face swapping apps, easily accessible on Apple and Android app stores. One of the most popular apps is called Reface. It boasts a community of over 150 creators around the world who create stunningly realistic images. Apple gives the app a rating of 4.8 out of 5. Lifetime access costs as little as $32.99. The second and far more nefarious and advanced type of deepfake involves AI. They don't use existing porn clips, but instead create computer-generated and ultra-convincing nude bodies under a chosen face. They often work by approximating what genitals would look like based on the curves and shape of a clothed body. One website called Deep Nude boasts that you can see any girl naked with the click of a button. A standard package on Deep Nude allows you to generate 100 images a month for $29.95, while $99 will get you a premium of $420.
And check this out.
This is crazy, folks. Currently, there is no federal mandate that bans the creation or distribution of deep fake pornography. This is not illegal.
Well, not yet.
Well, 12 states, including California, New York, Texas, and Virginia, have passed early-stage regulations against deep fakes, but some of these allow for victims to press criminal charges. Others only allow for civil cases to be brought. Experts are now calling on search engines like Google, in particular, to banish these harmful sites. A spokesperson for Google said, as the space evolves, we're in the process of building more expansive safeguards with a particular focus on removing the need for known victims to request content removals one by one.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
Two thoughts on this, just quickly.
Yes, I'll give you the two names of the
I know
sites.
what the first one is.
I wrote it.
Oh, you did write them down?
I know what the first one is.
What's that?
What was the neighbor doing on that site? Pictures?
That's actually a good question. Well, my thought process on all this, number one, look, this is nothing new. Photoshopping heads on new bodies has been going on forever. It's just gotten a lot harder to determine if it's real or fake with deep fakes. The second thing is, if anybody would like to use my face and put it on Lou Ferrigno's body, I got no problem with that.
Well, you might want to
send it to me because I'm gonna promote it all over Facebook.
You might want an older picture of Ferrigno's body.
Yeah,
but most of that stuff that we've seen in the past, whatever, 10 years, you could
Well,
tell.
that's what I'm saying. The
certainly
technology has gotten a lot better, but the act itself,
where they're going to look at a clothed body and the AI can pretty closely approximate what that person would look like naked, and then they're transposing their face. I mean,
I'm pretty sure that makes me AI then.
Yeah. Me and Woody approximate everybody now.
Everybody's looked at another person.
Yeah, but it's in your head. It's a mental picture.
Right.
Now it's a moving image.
Yeah, no doubt. You're right.
Well, and remember, we reported in the past about how you can tell the deep fakes, and this is still accurate because I was looking at some last night, not nudes, but I was looking at some deep fake pictures and the fingers. For whatever reason, this AI deep fake stuff cannot mimic fingers. So it looks like you've got like 9 fingers on one hand and stuff like that. So always look at the fingers for now until they figure out how to do that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think, a site called Spank Bank,
right,
where just all of those, mental pictures you've had for years is.
I wonder who the fuck's paying $100 a year or whatever just to go make these pictures.
Some sick effer who's just
takes all
obsessed.
Watch your
with it.
mouth.
Who you calling a sick effer?
I'm not sick. No, it's a good question. I mean, some people with too much money and not enough time, I guess.
Yes. And what percentage of that crime would you say is committed by? Well, it's not crime yet, but it's committed by men.
99.9%.
I'm like,
no doubt about it.
All of it. I'm sure. crazy.
All right, well, we're going to go to that. Look, we're going to go to Ohio, and I got a question, and that is potato chips. Y'all like potato chips?
Of course.
Potato chips, yeah.
What's your favorite kind of potato chip?
It just depends. I'm not a sweets guy, but I mean,
like a good Lay's sour cream and onion?
Yeah. I like that.
What you, Mike?
I'm a sea salt and vinegar guy, but I like some of those like Road. New Orleans has a couple of
like
brands that do them, Voodoo, and that are really good.
Yeah. And I'm a Ruffles guy. I like Ruffles. Right. You know, a little rigid potato chip for me. Well, an Ohio man's been shot in the face because he refused to give up his potato chip.
Those must be really good.
Tell you about this story. In Akron, Ohio, police have arrested a man in a non-fatal shooting that left a 31-year-old man hospitalized with a gunshot wound in the face after he declined to share his bag of potato chips. Soon after the weekend shooting, investigators identified a 42-year-old as a person of interest. The next day, at about 6:30 p.m., officers spotted the man boarding a bus at the Metro Transit on South Broadway Street in Akron. With help from a regional transit authority officer, police stopped the bus, and they basically took that man into custody. He was found in possession of a firearm, which may have been used in the shooting, and officers have charged him with felonious assault and weapons under disability. So police originally responded to the Summa Health Akron City Hospital around 9 p.m. on Sunday for a man who transported himself there. The 31-year-old man told police he was confronted by an unknown man outside, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Lusty's Adventure.
Lusty's Adventure.
I'm thinking that might have been
a theme park.
What the kids call a titty bar.
I think that's, I think it's in Akron. That's LeBron's place.
Lusty's?
Yeah, I think LeBron.
I bet you Mike looks this up before the show's out. Lusty's Adventure. No, he's reaching for his phone now.
I don't think LeBron bought Lusty. Yeah.
So the 30-year-old man was encountered outside of Lusty's Adventure by someone who asked him for some of his potato chips. After saying no and denying that request, the man told police the suspect produced a large handgun and shot him in the face before fleeing in an unknown vehicle.
Jeez, over some potato chips.
Over potato chips.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sharing my potato chips.
Lusty's Adventure. That's the best part of that
Definitely in front of Lusty's Adventure. Right.
If I'm out in front of Lusty's, you can have some of my chip.
Yeah, you have some of my chips probably in there. You got shit all over your hands.
Yeah, so that was,
crazy.
One of those things where you just like, man, should have gave him. I'm sure he regrets not giving him up, but he must have been hungry. Right. He ain't getting none of my chips.
You can get him chips. That's
right.
Damn.
Yeah, Lusty's doesn't get great Yelp scores.
I knew he'd look it up.
They probably have gone down, as my guess, since the incident. Yeah.
It probably affected crowds.
Yeah. Hey, y'all remember the story out of Harahan where the adult posed as a teenager to get to go to high school?
The Spanish.
Yes. It said she's probably just went to get an education, right?
Yep.
Well, this one's a little bit different. A Florida woman pretended to be a 14-year-old homeschool girl to prey on middle schoolers for sex, according to police in Tampa.
Oh, my gosh.
Alyssa Zinger, 22, was arrested last week for engaging in at least 30 sexual acts with at least one student and sending explicit videos to several more. Uh-oh. It is disturbing and unsettling to see an adult take advantage of a child and prey upon them, the Tampa police chief said. Anyone who may have been a victim of Zingers, we encourage you to come forward. We will support you and ensure a predator like Zinger doesn't cause you or others additional harm. Zinger crafted her fake persona and communicated with her victims on Snapchat. Multiple victims who attended Wilson Middle School in Tampa told police they believed that Zinger was their age but was homeschooled. Tampa police said they expected additional victims to come forward. The accused predator initiated a sexual relationship with one of the victims in May, which lasted through September. The victim, a boy between the ages of 12 and 15, told police that the pair had sex multiple times and that Zinger sent him explicit photos and videos. Another said Zinger sent a video to several children through Snapchat depicting sexual intercourse. Zinger admitted to one victim that she had engaged in sexual activities with other minors. And police say the accused pervert and one of the children were caught shoplifting at a Nordstrom's in July. She tried to keep her facade in front of her victim and told an officer she was born in 2009, a lie he was unable to verify. The officer confirmed the only other Alyssa Ann Zinger he could find information on was born in 2001. In a desperate attempt at deception, Zinger claimed that she had a half-sister with the same name. Whatever. The officer later dispelled her lies by requesting government, school, and employment records, as well as following up with her Tampa Publix employer, all of which confirmed she was an adult. Zinger was charged 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery and 5 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation on the victim between the ages of 12 and 15. She has pled not guilty. The charge was released from jail after posting a $7,500 bond.
She pled not guilty.
Well, yeah, no, she's not going to fucking plead guilty.
She got nothing to lose.
She's going to try to get a plea deal or something out of it, right? So,
that's insane. And I'm going to tell you, if you see this lady's picture, and we'll post it on Facebook, she could pass for younger. I mean, it's not like this is a woman that's obviously over age.
Rape is a rape. She did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sick, disgusting.
I don't know.
No doubt.
Don't get it.
Do not get it. Let's go to New York.
New York City.
We're going to Brooklyn, actually, but that's New York City.
You might be going to New York several times this month.
Well, I've been there this past weekend. I'm going to, actually, I might stop in Pinellas County this weekend.
There you go.
I'm going down to Florida. Let's see if I can get in a golf cart race.
Right.
You think somebody'd rent me?
You should race the sheriff.
Somebody would rent me.
Or you go find the dope dealer.
You against Sheriff Judd.
Penis pills.
Well, that's not Pinellas, though.
That's not.
He's, what is he?
Yeah, he's Orlando area.
County or something like that. Yeah.
I forget his county. But I'm going to Palm Beach. So
there you go.
For wedding number 2 in December with 60-year-olds. I don't get it.
Palm Beach. I know where you're going.
Okay, Brooklyn. No, I don't know what you're about to say, but trust me, I'm not going anywhere like you're probably thinking. A furious girlfriend launched an entire closet's worth of clothes out her 6th floor apartment balcony in New York City. We've got the video. We will share the video. It's pretty hysterical. The footage captured the dramatic moment a woman in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, which used to be one of the worst areas of Brooklyn that has now been all gentrified and is now a desirable spot to live, tossed a heap of clothing onto the sidewalk after she caught her boyfriend cheating. The 34-year-old woman allegedly came home and walked in on her boyfriend in bed with someone else, which sent her into a crazed episode. She sought revenge on her cheating partner by chucking all of his clothes along with other random belongings of his down 6 floors.
He got off light.
The neighbor, well, not if you even look at that picture. I mean, that's a lot of stuff she threw out of the place.
All his shit.
The neighbor recording the comic incident said, "This is what happens when I come back to New York," as she showed the mountain of clothes that was building up on the sidewalk. Bystanders stopped in their tracks to take in the entertaining spectacle as an emergency vehicle parked outside with its sirens blazing. "This girl is crazy," the spectator said as the crowd roared in response to the scene. "She's given them a show. She's still throwing stuff and the cops are outside now," the neighbor said as the girlfriend continued to scream from the top of her lungs. "Ma'am, the jig is up," the fed-up neighbor said after the chaos had gone on for too long. Photos of the aftermath showed makeup items and other miscellaneous objects lying scattered on the Brooklyn sidewalk. Neighbors said that a vase, an ottoman, a mirror, and a small kitchen appliance all got caught up in the tirade and ended up plummeting to the ground. "He's lucky he ain't in there, and he'd be going over the balcony," said a commentator on the viral video. The girlfriend was so infuriated at her boyfriend's disloyalty that she then stripped naked. Shortly after which she was taken.
Now you got my attention.
She was taken to Elmhurst Hospital for evaluation, police said. Officers closed off the road between the apartment.
Because everybody's digging through that shit, trying to get some free shit.
Hell yeah.
And a man thought to be her boyfriend scrambled around trying to gather belongings. A tree outside of the apartment building was littered with those belongings and had to be cut down to make room for a safety net because authorities were worried the naked woman would jump.
Right.
The incident took place on Columbus Place in a typically quiet doorman building that charges renters $2,800 to $5,000 a month.
Wow.
So, boys, ever been caught cheating by a girlfriend? And what's the worst thing a woman's ever done to you in a fit or rage?
I wouldn't answer that question if I had.
That's right. What is this, some kind
I
of
get nothing
interrogation?
Out of you. Come on.
Is it a trick question?
No, this show is about sharing.
See, I'm last video.
Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of an LSU Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Shit. No,
Do you believe
I've
these
never
two?
have.
Never
I'm
cheat.
also a virgin.
That's right.
Just not very good at it.
So never got caught cheating. And
I take the fifth.
well, it doesn't have to be after you were married. I mean, caught cheating in any relationship.
I never cheated.
Definitely wouldn't
You guys
answer
are
that
so
one.
lame. I figured we'd have a.
Shit.
All right, I'm going to tell you.
That's a swim podcast. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you one of mine.
I knew you were. Here it comes.
So I was dating this girl in high school. Eventually became my first wife. But I said in high school, in college. And our thing was we never dated exclusively. And so on occasion, she'd ask me to go to something and I'd say, no, I'm already going to that with this person. Right. Or I'd ask her to something and she'd say, no, I'm already going with this person. And so for football games, you used to have to wear a coat and tie, go to the fraternity house for a party before, go to the game, come back for a band party at night. And I decided that the person that would probably piss her off the most that I could invite was my hairdresser, who was like a 5'11", curves on curves on curves hairdresser that,
And you're in college.
No,
you have a hairdresser.
No offense, but was slightly below the average IQ of the Vanderbilt undergrads, and so so at the game, she's at the game. The girl I was dating, just a few rows behind where I was with this girl, and this girl says, "I got an idea. When Vanderbilt scores, you kiss me, and when Georgia scores, I'll kiss you." Well, it's Georgia Vanderbilt,
Right,
so the game is like 72-3. Exactly. So this girl's tongue is down my throat the entire game, and I know that Lisa, my first wife, is getting really, really pissed, boiling just a few rows behind me, right? So late night, I'm back in my room with the hairdresser, and we've sufficiently worked out the room. And who comes strolling through the front? It's one of these rooms that it's like an apartment. You got 6 guys living in there. Yeah. You got singles, some guys share, and you got a common kitchen and living room area. And she comes bursting through the front door. And at that moment, I was in the bathroom. I left the door to my room wide open where the hairdresser was laying naked on my bed. And I had stepped in dog shit that one of my roommates, my roommate had a puppy that his dog had put down. So I'm there in the bathroom with my foot in the bathtub trying to rinse off the shit off my foot. And she walks in, she sees me, naked in the bathroom. She sees the hairdresser naked in my room and just slams my suite door and goes storming off. And it took months before we spoke again after that.
Now this is called real life, real crime.
But Marina
But
was
you
a great
said
hairdresser.
you had an open relationship. So why is that cheating?
Well, she considered it cheating. The relationship was only open on her side, I think. Is the way she saw things.
Yeah, she still married you. Yeah.
That's another story.
Right. For another day.
There you go. Mike's hairdresser.
Right.
Mine was at Fantastic Sam's. It was a dude.
You had an open relationship with him?
Yeah, I had an open relationship. That's right. All right, moving on, and we're going to Kansas, and heck,
Shout out Dr. Chris Coster in Kansas.
shout out.
His wife Adrian.
Nothing wrong with hairdressers, by the way. Shout out to hairdressers.
No, heck no. We're in Kansas, and this is one of the crazier stories you probably get, not only in Kansas, but anywhere. A Kansas teen was arrested for trying to kill her parents twice in one night.
Nice.
That's right. So police say a bedroom surveillance camera recorded a 13-year-old girl attempting to kill her sleeping parents early Saturday in Salina, Kansas. Police got the call just before 2:30 a.m. and they went to the family's home. The parents told investigators they were asleep when their 13-year-old daughter entered the bedroom with a pillow and a large butcher knife. The daughter put the pillow over the father's head, trying to smother him. However, he woke up. So the girl hurriedly hid in the closet. The father fell back asleep. Police say that then the daughter tried to smother the father again, and he woke up again. However, the man realized what was happening this time and checked the surveillance footage. So he goes to the cameras and he's like, I think she was trying to kill me. Right. The camera footage showed what happened. He also said the girl admitted that she went into the room intending to kill her parents.
Crazy.
So police arrested her on suspicion of attempted first-degree murder, and she's being held in the juvenile detention facility in Junction City. And hey, look, we're all parents here. Yeah. My gosh, man.
Hey, I wonder why he has a surveillance camera in his room.
That, you know, that I wondered that too. And let me tell you, I got a neighbor, older, and lives by herself, and she has security cameras inside her house. Yeah, and I thought that was the strangest thing. But my wife acts like everybody does that now.
Yeah, but a
lot of people.
It's pretty common.
I used to have a national company that sponsored me, and they gave us the cameras and everything and put it in home. But I put over like the gun safe and stuff like that. I think if you put it in the bedroom, you're gonna catch some business.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think that's the only reason you do put it in the bedroom is that you're.
He may have not told his wife yet.
Yeah. Oh, I happen to have a camera.
But, let me
unspin the fire alarm.
This is a replay moment where they throw the red flag. You go back and watch the video.
But I mean, a 13-year-old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And trying to do it. Like he almost woke up. That didn't even scare her enough to stop.
Right. And
she waits till he falls back asleep.
A
knife, butcher knife.
Yeah, butcher knife. Yeah. Oh. Jeez Louise, it's crazy.
Well, at least she didn't decide to use the butcher knife.
Well, you know what, people? Tis the season, right? And, the Christmas lights and decorations and all that great shit. It's love. I do Christmas vacation every year and dress up and act it out and then make my kids watch the movie since they were babies. But here's one for you. So, that neighbor that outdoes everyone else in their neighborhood with the holiday decorating, you envy them, and your kids and grandkids ask you, why can't you put up decoration like those? Well, a couple drew the ire of their neighbors in Plantation, Florida for years. But get this, the Broward County Property Appraiser's Office said the pair had lived in the home illegally for 15 years.
Oh.
Squatters putting up decorations.
An investigation found that the South Florida home known for its over-the-top Christmas lights has been illegally occupied for almost 2 decades. Kathy Hyatt, a realtor, and her ex-husband Mark, who died in 2020, squatted in the Plantation, Florida home for 15 years, according to the legal documents. Per the report, there was never a title on the property and it had a forged deed. The appraiser's office dubbed the investigation the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that's great.
Right? As the Hyatts were known for going all out with their holiday decorations, covering the house in thousands of colored strings of lights, festive figures, and large glowing lawn ornaments, earning it the nickname the Hyatt Extreme Christmas House. Even that caused some conflicts with the neighbors and the city of Plantation over the years. There were some legal issues and complaints between the city of Plantation and the Hyatts that stemmed from the Christmas light situation. Vivian Galliani, crimes against property investigator at the appraiser's office, said. Marty Clark, the Broward County property appraiser, said his office is seeking justice for the county taxpayers. I am proud of our crimes against property team for shining a light on the fraud that took place, as I am hopeful it will bring the innocent victims a little comfort. Our office is rightfully back taxing the property in the amount of thousands of dollars, as our taxpayers are also the victims of the fraud and deserve to be made whole. The homestead exemption back taxes against property are $34,724.68.
That ain't bad for 15 years of living somewhere.
Right. So while the statute of limitations are up for many of the criminal charges, according to Galliani, there's now the issue of who rightfully owns the home to resolve. And that part is being sorted out, but that'll take some time, she added.
Yeah,
well, wouldn't it be the homeowner that would owe those?
Well, I mean, obviously it's going to.
And where the freaking hell are the homeowners that haven't been there for 15 years?
They probably did, but what they said that one lady is a realtor.
Yeah,
You
something
know
is
you got a
really
fake deed
screwed
on
up.
your house, and then you're out there flaunting your shit. They got $34,000 worth of Christmas decorations, probably.
Well, yeah, they didn't have a house note.
Exactly.
You can afford them Christmas lights.
Yeah. it's
Christmas
great.
lights ain't cheap.
That's the squatting Hall of Fame right there.
I agree.
Okay, well, what I'm going to try and do next could either go well, or it could be a complete disaster. I don't know which it is going to be. But we are all familiar with the story of the grumpy, cave-dwelling creature who lived on a steep mountaintop with his loyal and slightly intimidated dog. I thought we'd have some fun today by testing Woody and Jim's knowledge of the story, as well as their knowledge of the crimes committed within the story. So there are 20 questions embedded in the story I'm about to tell. As I go through it, I will stop and turn to you two guys to fill in the answer I'm looking for. For instance, our story starts off with, his name was...
The Grinch.
The Grinch. That would be a correct answer for Jim.
Yeah. You're going to get a
Only one
whole
I'm gonna
lot of
get
these.
right.
I've never even seen this. Okay. I'm going to
Okay,
I'm gonna come up with the best
I
answers in the
thought
world.
yesterday, do I need to text Woody to see if he's ever watched the Grinch? And then
I
I thought,
read what you sent. I just
then I
wouldn't
thought,
have changed my answer.
no, there's
Yeah.
no human being on planet Earth who has not seen
Yeah.
the Grinch.
Probably read the Dr. Seuss book when I was a kid.
Okay, so let's go. Below his home, which sits atop,
Booger Mountain.
Jim,
A cliff.
Mount Crumpet, nobody got that one, sits a small village called
Bakerland.
I don't know.
Whoville,
Oh, yeah. Duh.
where the people live to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas. Our villain gets so annoyed by the happiness of the villagers that he forms a plan to execute the heist of the century. The Grinch plans to steal
All the toys. All the presents.
The
Christmas
spirit
trees.
of Christmas.
I think you both said Christmas at about the same time, so I'll give you both. His plan is to steal Christmas.
Got to give me something.
One of the very first crimes the Grinch commits is conspiracy. He conjures up the plan with his dog named...
Panties.
I was going to say panties, too.
You were? His dog's name is Max. The plan calls for the Grinch to dress up as...
A woman.
A green goblin.
Santa. Oh my God, what a disaster. Sneak into the homes of Whoville and steal Christmas from them. While one could argue that Max never technically agreed to those plans, they did move forward with them, which makes Max a
Conspirator.
Woody goes up 2-1.
It's only because
That's
it's a
the
crime
legalese,
question.
right?
In the Grinch's effort to steal Christmas, he intimidates residents and spreads trauma throughout the town. For his role in the intimidation of the Who's, the Grinch could have been charged as a...
Conspirator.
Predator.
Domestic terrorist is what we were looking for.
Oh, God. I'm pretty sure they didn't say that back in 1977.
Ain't no
when I read
way
this.
Dr. Seuss said
It's a
that.
modern take on the story. Before leaving his...
House.
Penis pump.
He lived in a cave. Before leaving his cave on Mount Crumpet, the Grinch dons a Santa suit and puts blank on Max's
Candy
head.
canes.
A Santa hat.
He puts antlers on Max's head.
Max got shot.
For
in
this,
the
they could
season.
both be charged with...
Murder.
God. What do
Could
you...
be
anything?
robbing one of these drugstores like they do now.
Identity theft. It's not clear whether Max agrees to everything the Grinch plans to do. Regardless, the Grinch slaps antlers on the dog and forces him to pull a...
Slay.
Woody up 3-1
gonna say.
on the Grinch, Jim. Come on. This can't happen. That's clearly much too large for Max to carry. The Grinch also carries a whip to provide Max with some encouragement. These acts constitute...
BDSM.
Sadomasochism. I was going to say masochism. However you say it.
I have lost the room. No, that would be animal abuse, not BDSM, Jim. When the Grinch arrives in town, he begins entering residents' homes through their
Chimney.
Jim.
There you go. Nice.
3-2. Jim's back in it. This could count as blank.
Burglary.
Breaking and entering.
Jim evens it up.
What?
This could count as breaking and entering, especially because the Grinch went in with the intention of committing crimes. Once inside a home, he steals every Christmas-related item he could get his hands on, which is called...
Christmas panties. Burglary. I had no idea.
It is burglary. Woody goes back up 4-3. Okay, wait. The Grinch... We're almost done. The Grinch made many hairpin turns and dangerous jumps driving back up the mountainside, which could have earned him a charge of...
DWI.
Speeding.
Reckless operation. Careless operation.
Well, I'm going to give you both credit. Reckless driving, but I'm going to say that you both get credit there. So it's 5-4. Okay, this is it here. But all ends happily for the Grinch because a child named...
Santa Claus.
George.
Cindy Lou Who. Little Cindy Lou Who. Come on. Teaches him the blank meaning of Christmas.
True meaning. Real meaning. True meaning.
Woody, 6-4.
Shit.
And makes the Grinch's blank swell.
Balls.
Penis.
Hemorrhoids.
Well...
Pride.
His heart swells in the story, but perhaps there were other body parts that swelled as well, Jim. The very last sentence. The Grinch even joins the Who's holiday feast and carves the Who's
Turkey.
roast beast.
Who the fuck eats a roast on Christmas?
The Who's had a roast beast.
Of course.
Most people have
roast
seen this
beast?
movie 27 times, by the way. So epic fail, folks. But Woody did win the Grinch.
That's amazing.
How the Grinch
Congratulations,
stole
Woody.
Christmas trivia story, whatever it was.
Yeah, I hope you
That
enjoyed
was
the
a
answers.
swing and a miss, Mike.
That's funny.
I don't know. It might have been entertaining. All right. Well,
And it
Thank
did
you
have
for that.
crime in it for the record.
it definitely has
Many
that.
crimes.
Right.
Mile high crime for Thursday. And a traveler was arrested by police after TSA officers at LaGuardia Airport spotted a handgun and a loaded gun magazine concealed. Where do you think they concealed it?
In the anus.
No, that was my first thought too. Inside a pair of sneakers packed inside a checked bag. So when the checked bag passed
Clever.
through, yeah, they'll never find it here. When the checked bag passed through the TSA explosive detection unit, it triggered an alarm, alerting TSA officers to open the bag and get a look at what caused the alarm. When the officers found what the officers found inside the luggage was a pair of white Nike high-top sneakers with green trim, and inside that was a 45 caliber semi-automatic gun in one shoe, and the gun magazine loaded with 6 bullets in another shoe.
There you go.
TSA officials notified the Port Authority police, who tracked down the traveler at his gate and arrested him on the weapons charges. In addition, the individual also faces a stiff financial civil penalty. Attempting to conceal firearms inside shoes in a checked bag doesn't cut it, said Robert Duffy, the federal security director for the airport. If you want to travel with your gun, travelers only need to pack it properly. Passengers are permitted to travel with firearms in checked baggage if they are unloaded and packed in a hard-sided locked case.
Correct.
Then the locked case should be taken to the airline check-in counter to be declared. TSA has details on how to do this on its website, so you can check it out there. But definitely don't stick it in your high tops.
Well, if the Nikes were tied tightly, you know.
I'm sure that's what he was like.
Yeah,
hey, it was. This is the
secure.
case. This is what I
The
carry my
Nikes are my
guns
case.
in. Shoes.
Yeah, there you go. Put it in your shoes.
So
What an idiot.
mile high.
Mile
for Thursday.
Freely around the cabin.
Kinky crimes. Thursday, and we're going back to Florida, y'all. And there was a man who was arrested after a neighbor outside a window videotaped him having sex with a woman in his condominium. And he says he was amazed someone didn't just come to the door and ask them to stop. All right, figure it out. It seems almost...
Wait, so they were inside
They're
the house.
inside their home.
Right. So it seems almost communistic being arrested at your own house for having sex, said Alfred Stevens. It amazed me that someone had the audacity to actually videotape this. If his neighbors had come to his door, he said, we would have stopped and assisted immediately. So Stevens, who's 36, and Janet Paddock, 32, were arrested Tuesday night and charged with lewd and lascivious acts. Now, neighbor Lee Adler made a video of the couple in the bathroom of Stevens' first floor condo, which is less than 10 feet from a pool, police, the neighbor said. Rick Yeager, property manager of the condominium, said Thursday he asked Stevens to move out. Stevens rented the condo 3 weeks ago. Their attorney said Thursday his client has no plans to stay. He added that he would ask prosecutors to reduce or drop the charges. And Robin Blummer, the executive director of the American Civil Liberties Union in Florida, called the arrest absurd. I'm calling it absurd also. So she said, what if this was not a matter of them seeing through the window but hearing through a wall, she asked. Could they be arrested if they made noises associated with sex? Is that lewd and lascivious? Adler said he'd take the couple for about 2 minutes because his neighbor, right?
Sounded like Adler was a little pervert.
Because his neighbors were talking about calling deputies. They knew we were out there. They were exhibitionists, Adler said. I shot right through the blinds. The damn blinds weren't even open. Paddock says she wouldn't knowingly have sex in front of people. My private life is private. What I do behind the shades is my own business, she said. I'm 32 years old. It's not like I'm 16. All right. Couple points here. You have a reasonable right of expectation of privacy. If you have a backyard and you build an 8-foot privacy fence around your pool and you get butt naked in your pool, if your neighbor has a second-story window and they're watching you, fuck it. You're making a reasonable expectation to have privacy. If you're in your home and you forget to close the blinds, I mean, like the blinds are down, but you forget to close them because you want to let some light in.
Or you don't think anybody can see you.
Right, yeah. Or however it may be, and people are looking in, you still have a reasonable expectation of privacy. That dude that shot the video, his ass should have been arrested.
Yeah.
Agree, 100%.
And he films them for 2 minutes now.
For 2 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, and now these people are embarrassed and they're on Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Kinky crime.
Well, hey,
Well, if that had been Pinellas, the Peeping Tom would have been arrested.
Yeah.
That's right.
That county's got to get their crap
And we
straightened
support you. We don't think you should have went to the slammer.
Now you're on Kiki Crimes for Thursday.
Let's go across the pond, boys, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Answer a question. Answer a statement with a question. Or end the statement with a question.
A group of British teens were relentless in their teasing of the school's caretaker and landscaper in West Bullshire, Wales. The entitled brats...
Bullshire.
It's not a T, it's Bullshire.
Should be a T.
The entitled brats at the swanky Academy of the Elitists took aim with harsh words at Seamus Moneypenny, the school's learning disabled caretaker. Chants of Seamus the Anus and Moneypenny has no money were de rigueur at the bastion of snobbery. At this bastion of snobbery. The students were having recess and playing a football match when it happened. A 16-year-old was too busy casting his daily aspersions in Seamus's direction to notice the kick from the other team's midfielder traveling towards the goal he was supposed to be tending. "Goal!" shouted the boys from the other side. At that point, the embarrassed goaltender charged at Seamus, screaming and blaming his folly on the bashful caretaker. Seamus had been out on the grassy acres of the school doing some bush pruning and grass cutting. Along the way, he'd found some items he'd cleaned up and thrown into a satchel he was carrying. As the young goaltender approached Seamus, Seamus reached into his bag, grabbed something, and threw it in the direction of the oncoming teen. It's not every day you see a hedgehog. That's right, a hedgehog thrown at someone's head. Seamus proved a perfect marksman and hit the teen right in the side of his face, causing a large red welt and several deep puncture wounds. The boy's family went to the police, and ultimately Seamus was convicted of common assault and offensive behavior following a defended hearing. He had pleaded innocent to the charges. He was fined a total of $545 and ordered to pay $389 to the victim. This was not enough for the boy's family, who demanded that the academy fire Seamus. After much internal discussion, the academy's board made a surprising decision. Instead of terminating Seamus's employment, they instead expelled the student. An internal investigation found that the young man had been a lead instigator in daily efforts to humiliate Seamus. So the boy gets some first-class hedgehog punctures to the face and a banjo serenade.
There you go. Dun.
Spoil rotten little brat, take that
From
hedgehog to the face.
I wonder if the hedgehog's name was
Sonic.
In Bolshishire, Wales.
Bullshitshire.
Bolshishire. That's a
Bolshishire.
great name for a place in Wales.
Right.
I want to go there.
Woody Overton, any final thoughts?
Oh, we're just a couple weeks away from Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even started hunting yet, really, but I'm about to. Maybe this weekend.
Have you seen?
Oh, my dad's, golly, I don't know what year it is. My dad's birthday is this weekend. Happy birthday,
It's
Dad.
2023.
Well, happy birthday.
So he was born the week of Pearl Harbor.
1941.
How old does that make him?
Well, that would make him
83.
82.
So shout out
82.
to the man that made me a
Happy
man.
birthday, Mr. Overton.
He's a young man. Mr. Overton's still a young man.
Lee Overton.
But he didn't let you watch Christmas specials when you were a kid. What's up with that?
We didn't have like Christmas specials when I was a kid. We had like Snoopy.
Well, you had Santa Claus is coming.
yeah,
over.
Charlie
we had
Brown,
the one I got to watch every year with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
The animated one with the snowman
Yeah.
monster and all that
Yeah,
shit.
we're alive.
But I didn't
Happy
get to
New
watch.
Year or something. They had a New Year. Rudolph's Shiny New Year or something.
Well, that was later. But
Yeah.
you're thinking about the one with the what was his name?
Frosty?
He was like a Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah. I remember
I thought that was Shiny New Year.
No, that's
just
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, yeah, I got to watch Frosty the Snowman.
Okay, so you saw everything
that was a good one.
but the Grinch. The Grinch was not a thing.
I
in
read
there.
the book, The Grinch. I just don't remember it. I remember seeing it.
Sad thing is, my wife loves the Grinch.
Well, I might have to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I may have to.
Can I borrow some of your
I may have
weed?
to invoke another.
Can I borrow some of your weed, Mike? Yeah, I watch it.
His bath salts.
It was all taken away from me at the airport the other day.
All right, Mike.
Anyway, we love and appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for everything.
Mike, any final thoughts?
I bought this week the home version of the Dumb Criminals game,
There you go.
sold by Kohl's.
Do you get a percentage of that?
So we're gonna up our quality of our Dumb Criminals episodes, stealing them from the Dumb
no
Criminals
more,
game.
no more across the pond. Sonic
No more,
the Hedgehog.
no more Bolshishire Wales.
Bolshishire Wales, Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right, until next time, I'm Jim Chapman,
Woody Overton.
I'm Mike Agovino.
your host of Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Like, let's.
Shop early, save big, all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online. Because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.